Take two.
Take two.
Take two.
Quid streams always take two.
Quid stream. Yeah, quid stream. Always take two. All right. So we wanted to go through. So yeah, do you want to start with divisions or power
Yeah.
rankings?
Division. I say you go AFC North.
Go AFC North. I think Pittsburgh wins the division. So
Cincy number 2.
Cincy number 2, and I got him either sneaking in as a wild card or missing the playoffs. And I think Baltimore and Cleveland missed the playoffs. Cleveland seems like an obvious first pick in the draft candidate.
Yeah, I think that's obvious.
And then Baltimore, I'm not sure. Jesse Minter replacing Harbaugh. So their defense will be good, but their defense has always been good. That's not the issue. Declan Doyle as the OC. And Broncos tight ends coach 2023, 2024. Bears OC in 2025. So technically they had him on the staff as the Bears OC last year, even though that was Ben Johnson calling plays and Ben Johnson's offense.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
I'd have to talk to somebody, or I don't know, find someone who talks about this stuff with experience in the league, like what that looks like organizationally when teams, because like Denver's doing the same thing this year, where they have
with Webb.
Yeah, with Davis Webb, where they bring in an OC, they hire someone and they give him the title of OC, but I mean it's not really his offense. Davis Webb is at least calling plays, but if you're looking last year, Declan Doyle wasn't calling plays in Chicago.
Right, Ben Johnson was running.
What was his role as the offensive coordinator? I really don't know. But regardless, I mean he's a first-time play caller, and this is the first year for him where the offense will really be like his baby. But
right,
I mean, listen to this career history, right? He's Iowa student assistant 2016 to 2018. Then he's Saints offensive assistant 2019 to 2022. So he's not a position coach not a position coach,
right,
or an assistant coordinator. He's just an offensive assistant. Then he's Broncos tight ends coach for 2 years. And then he's Bears offensive coordinator last year. So this guy's experience is learning, I guess, how to run an offense from last year, and then being the Broncos tight ends coach under Sean.
Yeah, just 1 year too. I mean, yeah.
I think it would be crazy and unfair to imagine that their offense is going to be, I don't know, better than it was under Todd Monken, or I mean, solid by any means.
Yeah, totally agree.
But we're both low on Lamar Jackson, and I don't think there's much reason to be optimistic with a first-time player.
I mean, they went
limited coaching,
and then brand new head coach, brand new offensive scheme, and they went 8-9 last year, and finished second in the division.
The coach got fired.
Yeah.
So, a longtime coach, Harbaugh. So, I mean, their defense should be, and I think it's a lot. Overall scoring has that defense at like 30th ranked, and they were even worse than that because, I mean, like I was talking about a couple weeks ago, I like touchdowns as a measure of your defense and your offense rather than just scoring. Field goals are so easy now; you can kick them from so far away. Kind of bolster that defensive line a little bit, specifically the interior. People like their defensive backs, but if you can't pressure the quarterback, then your defensive backs are hamstrung. So it just kind of looks like same old story for the Bengals to me. What do you think?
I I think the same thing. They finished 6-11, and if Burrow's playing, because I'll just take the defense as like a straight wash, like pretty much looking just about the same as they were last year. So defensive efficiency is probably going to look similar this year in terms of how often they get scored against and everything. So just taking the defensive side of the ball is pretty much equivalent to last year, if any better at all. And then offensively, the only other way that they could win games is if Burrow's healthy. But going 6-11, how many more games does Joe Burrow win you in that situation?
Right.
3.
I mean,
so
you could argue
potentially maybe sneak in a wild card.
I mean, maybe he was worth 1 or 2 because Joe Flacco was serviceable. And people aren't wrong. I mean, their receivers are fantastic. Who's the running back? Is it Chase Brown? I mean, they have skill guys. Their offense is good. It's not an offense that because they're so skilled, really demands top-tier quarterback play. But, I mean, with Burrow being healthy for a full season, that's why people get really excited because he is that much better than Joe Flacco.
Right.
But again, your defense is just – you're going to score 30 points a game? Maybe.
Yeah, so last year – I'm looking at the scores. Oh, it's not even showing me the scores. I was going to try to go over the scores of their record last year and see how often they were just getting absolutely blown out and see how many were at least close enough to have, marginal effectiveness with Burrow.
Yeah. I'll pull it up here. I'll get it on the screen.
Because if they could win 9 or 10 games, dude, they might sneak in as a wild card.
Yeah.
Which would be absolutely hilarious.
Okay, we got scores here.
What week did Burrow go down? 4? 3?
I think he played 8 games.
Oh, okay.
So week 9. I'm not.
They probably win with Burrow in this one.
Yeah.
Against Chicago.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the Steelers 34-12. No shot. They lose to the Patriots 26-20. That's another one-score game. Shocking how New England only put up 26 points.
What week was that?
In my opinion, week 12.
I don't know. I'm not seeing that. Oh. I'm an idiot. Okay.
Yeah, week 12.
Yeah, week
26-20.
26-20. That would be one I'd be curious to
Burrow.
look at. I'd like to rewatch that one because I don't remember that. I'd like to see how was it at the end of the game. Was that like Bengals kind of down 14 late and scoring and going for 2 or something?
Maybe get a couple. Get a couple scores at the end, a couple field goals or something that are garbage.
You wouldn't go for 2 to make it a 6-point game. You'd only go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. Well, no, I guess no. I guess the modern strategy is down 14, go for 2 because it's about a 50% success rate. So you go for 2. If you don't get it, then you go for 2 again later. And then you end up with a tie. But if you get it, then you score, and it's only a extra point to win. So that could have been. I mean, I'd have to go back and rewatch that game.
Wait, was the Bears game in week 9? Was that the one where the Bengals were gonna win and the Bears got the ball at like midfield after the kick return?
Probably.
And then they had a broken tackle. Caleb Williams threw it to who did he throw the ball to? And he broke that tackle in midfield. It was cold. And then he scored on the last second. They scored like freaking. There was like 3 touchdowns in the last.
That sounds right.
Half of the fourth quarter or something.
That sounds right,
dude. So they should have even won that game without Burrow. And then they blew out Baltimore in week 13, 32-14.
Week 13.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
they
win
did.
32-14.
They did. They did. Well, Lamar Jackson missed some time last year, right?
Yeah. Still.
But then the Ravens beat him 2 weeks later, 24-0.
24-0.
What a weird. They beat him on the road, 32-14, and then lost to him at home, 24-0. What a weird.
Yeah, they
division.
get skunked at home.
Crazy.
And then they lose 34-39 in Buffalo in week 14.
Yeah. So there's your defense, right? That's what this year looks like again to me.
Yeah.
39 points against Buffalo.
Yep. Then they beat Miami, beat Arizona. They lost to the Browns by 2 at the end. So, dude, if I'm saying Burrow gives you 3 extra wins here.
Yeah, I think he does, particularly these close games. Like the Patriots, you probably beat the Patriots. You beat the Browns at the end of the year.
They should have beat the Bears. They pretty much beat the Bears.
Yeah, they pretty much beat the Bears. Would have beat them.
Yeah, the Browns. And maybe sweep Baltimore. Because Joe Burrow's not getting skunked at home against Baltimore.
No, and that 24-0, you could look at it and be like, that. I mean, obviously you see it right here. 2 weeks earlier, they beat them on the road. That's just, you play that game again the very next day or the very next week, and who knows? I mean,
yeah, what the score would be.
Yeah.
So we're talking what? 3 extra games?
Yeah, I think it's probably fair to say.
So 9-8
extra games. 9-8. Sneaking in.
Or 10-7. Dude, they could potentially hit a wild card with the same amount of effectiveness on defense, which is absolutely hilarious.
That is absolutely hilarious to think about that. Yeah, and they'll have a I don't know. I don't remember how that division ended up. I don't know if they were the second or the third in that division.
I think they finished second.
So that would change the schedule they had.
No, they finished third.
Did they?
Baltimore was 8-9.
So they should have a little bit easier of a schedule than they would have if they'd have finished second. Yeah, but I think I just think this division is just like last year. I think Pittsburgh just kind of ends up as the only team that can win it. Just by default.
No, I totally agree.
But I also think Pittsburgh's going to be better. I mean,
significantly.
Their defense was 48th percentile, so right about dead average. And their offense was 58th percentile. But Mike McCarthy's going to come in. Their offense will be better. Without a doubt, it will be better. And I don't see that defense getting worse. I think it's very unlikely that the defense gets any worse. So, I mean, if their offense
Other than the fact that they're not practicing full contact.
Yeah, well, most teams don't. But that
Did you hear that?
No, I mean, yeah, that may rejuvenate, though. I mean, you got, I don't know, you got an older roster, a lot of older guys that might like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I know Roger likes it.
I'm against it philosophically, but if the locker room likes it, then I don't know. Maybe you just
bite the bullet.
Well, like I said, you got a bunch of older guys. I don't know. I can see that being good for him in a weird way.
How many teams here? Because I'm interested now. Because I wouldn't be surprised to see 15 people get injured in the first few weeks.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
0 full contact.
Wait, they're not going to do it at all?
No.
So it's not just like the beginning of camp kind of thing? Because I mean,
no, I don't think they're doing full contact until the season.
I know the Broncos' first day in pads was yesterday, I think.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that they're not going to the ground. They're just thud.
Through all of camp? I hate that. Let's just practice half-speed tackling. Let's practice deceleration at the contact point.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, while you're looking that up, I'll move on to the, I guess, NFC South obvious worst team in the NFC South is Tennessee. I want to. If you pull that up real quick, I want to talk about Tennessee, kind of at length here.
So he's eliminating, just to butt in, McCarthy eliminated live tackling during training camp.
Okay, so that's just during training camp. That's just for the full length of training camp. We're not going to the ground.
You're not taking guys to the ground.
Crazy. It's this fear of injury, like it's an inevitability that has just plagued everybody in every sport, really. But this idea that if you play more, you're guaranteed to get injured more, when I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's retarded.
The more you play, the less
retarded.
you're going to be injured. And I mean, the hilarious thing that people aren't talking about with the San Francisco situation is that for a long time, San Francisco has been seen as this team that practices hard. They tackle fully in camp. They do these hard contact practices, and then they have a bunch of soft tissue injuries during the season. So people have been pointing to that for years as the reason why they have all these injuries, because they practice hard. When that's clearly not the case, because practicing hard and playing more football prepares your soft tissue to move and to be stressed in that manner, like you're actually playing a live game. But then
and like
the
you
electrical
said,
substation next door turns out that's why they're getting all the soft tissue injuries. No doubt. No doubt. People claiming the science says. No, the science does not say. What does that even mean, the science says? One group did an experiment that showed that it might have no impact. Well, guess what? It clearly does have an impact. You're watching a case study play out in front of you with a multi-billion-dollar corporate enterprise. I mean, what better experiment could you have than watching an NFL team just eat these injuries for a decade because they're right next door to the same?
Yeah, exactly. And even in just the injury type, like I remember Dad saying like a torn Achilles was never heard of.
Yeah.
Back when he was playing in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
Like torn Achilles tendons were not a thing.
Right.
And now you're seeing them all the time. There's like 3 or 4 a year minimum of crazy injuries like that are practically unheard of back in the day.
Yeah, you see guys blowing Achilles all the time. And it's not like the turf was better. I mean, was the turf better in the 80s? And
No, it was worse. The turf was worse.
The turf is better now than it ever was. And yet you're getting these blown Achilles all over the place. With young players.
Both artificial turf and actual grass is the best you could possibly have it.
It's all better. All the turf is designed to behave like grass.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, watching those old like Troy Aikman in Dallas. Dude, it's just a concrete pad with some rug on it.
Yeah, they're playing
There's a green rug.
They're playing on a green rug. I mean, they weren't wearing cleats on some of these fields. You can't wear cleats on some of these fields. You're wearing
and the stadium's 175 degrees.
Just unbelievable.
In Texas, the Texas heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. And then, like you said, every time you're going in for contact, you're just slowing down.
Yeah.
At the point of contact. Exactly. So it's not even good practice. Mm-mm. It's terrible practice, even if you take the injuries out of it.
Right. Yeah, and it builds bad habits, objectively so.
With players who don't want to do it anyway.
Right.
Mostly.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think Pittsburgh is the only team that's doing no live tackling in training camp.
Gotcha. I didn't realize it was for the whole time. You're just asking for soft tissue injuries when the season starts.
Yeah.
Well, because your body is not going to be stressed in those awkward positions now, right?
Right.
Like guys getting rolled up on, running backs getting dragged down. I don't know. All right.
Well, both for the offense and the defense.
Yeah, it hurts both. Because now your offensive players feel like if they don't want to get in a fight, they need to slow down at the point of contact as well.
Yeah.
right? Because everybody knows a lot of these training camp fights start with a
just dudes going
offensive
physical.
player, a running back just trying to run through a tackle that's not even a real tackle, and popping some linebacker in the jaw. And it's like, dude, I'm slowing down because I'm not allowed to tackle you right now. Chill.
Yeah.
And anybody who's played at any level has seen it and experienced it. You don't have to have played in the NFL to have been in that situation where you get your.
If you've ever done FUD on the defensive side of the ball,
through you.
Yeah. If you've ever played defense in a thud practice, everybody knows what that's like.
Everybody.
What were you gonna say before I cut you off? We can move on.
Oh, I was just gonna jump into Tennessee because I want to talk to Tennessee. I want to talk about Tennessee at length here.
Yes.
Saleh and Daboll. First glance, I like it because I love Daboll.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's some of my thoughts. Right, they're not going to be successful with Cam Ward. I don't think they expect to be.
True.
I don't think they expect to be. Right, they both took this job knowing that they're coaching for the next quarterback. Right, they're trying to build this thing for the future. They're not going to be successful with Cam Ward. I'm not sure Tennessee is a better organization than the Jets, especially with the hands-on woman owner that fired Vrabel because he was
maybe she's based
intimidating. Well, yeah, okay, maybe she knew something the rest of us don't. If that's the case, I take my words back. But
if you ask,
still woman owner,
I was totally
hands-on woman owner. So she might be based.
6 months ago,
it's not going to work.
10 months ago, I'm totally agreeing with you.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking maybe she was jealous, which is the only reason she fired him.
Maybe. Or maybe she knew the writing was on the wall and something was going to come out at some point. I think the only chance these guys have at turning Tennessee around in their tenure is having the right quarterback fall into their lap.
Yeah.
Whether that's a Sam Darnold type guy who can play but has been in bad situations and been written off, or they just happen to draft the right guy. My hesitancy is I don't think they're going to draft the right guy. How does this grab you, okay? Daboll, by all reports, tried to trade up for Jaden Daniels. So by all reports, when the Giants were trying to trade up for a quarterback, the guy that they wanted more than anybody was Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
And then they tried to trade up.
Does that make me think of Daboll?
I'm thinking about Daboll because he was there for that draft.
Yeah.
Right, when they drafted Jackson Dart.
Uh-huh.
They tried to trade up for Jaden Daniels. Oh, no. That wasn't the Jackson Dart year. That was the Malik Neighbors year. My bad. Was that the Malik Neighbors year?
Okay.
They ended up not getting a quarterback. They wanted Jaden Daniels. Last year, they do take Jackson Dart, okay? But they were trying to trade up to number 1 for Cam Ward.
Are you serious?
Yes, Daboll wanted to draft Cam Ward last year. They were trying to get to number 1 to draft Cam Ward. And they ended up drafting Jackson Dart because Cam Ward got taken. And then they did trade up for Jackson Dart. Is he retarded? They tried to trade up for Jackson Dart when nobody else was going to draft Jackson Dart, supposedly.
Yeah, I remember that.
They traded capital to draft a guy that nobody else was going to take.
I remember that. I remember them drafting up and taking Dart, and everyone was like, that was retarded.
So here's where I land on Daboll, okay? He's great at coaching quarterbacks, but he's terrible at knowing their limits. So he's a great quarterback coach, but he fails because he has coach brain. He has coach brain. Coach brain. I love guys with physical traits, unteachable physical traits, but because I'm a coach, I think I can develop the mental and the mechanics.
Yeah, that's backwards.
Give me a guy with the best traits available, and I can teach the mental, and I can teach the mechanics, and we can break him down and show him how to throw. But you're right, it's backwards. You got to get fundamentals and the mental side, and then you can develop the physical, right?
To a certain extent, yes, that's
Well,
absolutely
what I'm saying is
100%
you
the
can
case.
develop the physical to give him whatever edge is there, and maybe
Yeah,
bring out some of the traits that you don't see immediately. So there's
right,
two ways this works, right? Option A is Josh Allen, and that was Dayball, because he was in Buffalo during the Josh Allen surge, right? But
right,
Josh Allen had the fundamentals, and he had the mental. He happened to have a bunch of physical traits too,
right.
but you were able to help him develop those. And then option B is Tom Brady. The guy's got the mental,
Not a lot of
the
physical
guy's got the
attributes.
fundamentals, but you know what? You can develop the mental and the mechanics and not the but the fundamentals and the mental
Yeah,
to such a degree that the physical tools just come out, or he doesn't need some
right,
of them. He never needed to be
right,
fast. He always had a better arm than people
right,
gave him credit for. Even at the beginning, he was pretty accurate. But I mean, you can develop arm strength.
right,
You can develop arm accuracy, arm talent, touch to some degree. But
right.
what you really can't develop is, can a guy even process what he's seeing?
Well, yeah, and what you're talking about here is the fundamentals, and as far as the physical traits go, you're talking about D1 quarterback level. So there's the caveat is it's already assumed based on the level of talent at the level you're drafting at, the guys who don't have exceptional arm talent, exceptional this, exceptional that, it truly is exceptional. Everyone playing at the D1 level who's not super fast and super athletic has enough arm skill, talent, arms, like should have those traits at least somewhat established.
Yeah,
It's just not. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
yeah, yeah.
Like the
Everybody
physical
has
talents are just
gifts,
not jumping off the screen,
right?
is what we're saying by the lower skill level, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah, they're not. It's not.
Like the Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady has the example.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, exactly. They're not jumping off the screen. They're not. They're not jumping off the screen. Which, which is why, um, it would take the right eye to see those things, and why
Right.
coaches aren't always the best for that. And actually, I would actually let me rephrase that. Coaches are terrible at seeing that. Okay, coaches don't have good eyes with talent evaluation. They just don't. Because there's coach brain. Because the coach thinks I can get more out of this guy. The coach always thinks,
Yeah.
give me a guy with stuff I can't teach. Because I can teach the other
Right.
stuff. Because what you're teaching in
Right.
film is the mental, and what you're teaching early in camp is a lot of the mechanics and fundamentals. But the reality is that if you can't process, you can't process.
Right.
There is a cap on intelligence that's
Yeah.
not there with physical traits.
And feel. And feel.
Exactly.
Feel is not necessarily something that can be taught either,
Right.
which is another thing that is completely overlooked.
Right.
Vision, the feel of the game,
Yeah.
things like this can't be necessarily taught. A lot of that stuff is just
Yeah.
built in.
Right. Right. So I think they're going to finish obviously last in the division. Oh, here was something about Saleh. So Nagy interviewed for the Tennessee job. And Saleh got the job, which makes sense when you think of it this way, okay? Nagy's time in Chicago is seen as worse than Saleh's time in New York, okay? Because they went to the playoffs with Mitch Trubisky that one year, the double doink season.
The double doink.
And for some reason, people continually incorrectly think that Chicago is a better or more stable organization than the Jets. It's not. The Bears is a disaster of an organization. They are just as bad as the Jets organizationally. But I would have taken Saleh as well over Nagy. And the main reason being, well, I would have wanted to know who he was going to hire for the offense. But Saleh having true control over the defense in San Francisco is a lot different than Nagy's offensive coordinator responsibilities in Kansas City.
Right.
Because that's not his offense. He's not calling plays. I'm not saying he has no value, but like I said, I'd have to talk to somebody who knows, who's been in these organizations, who can tell me what a team is thinking and what the responsibilities are for a guy who is an offensive coordinator who doesn't call plays and doesn't philosophically build the offense.
Right.
So that was really all I had for Tennessee. I think they're going to finish last in the division. I think they're obviously going to finish last in the division. Did you have something?
No, I actually liked Saleh in New York, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by that because he's Muslim. I mean, that's kind of my only knock against the guy.
Yeah, he's got a ton of kids, which I like. He's a defensive guy, which I like.
That's cool. He's a masculine dude. He demands respect, obviously.
It seems like everybody loves him. It seems like all the defensive guys love him.
It seems like he establishes a pretty good culture as well.
And the San Francisco defenses have been sick. And their best years are when he was there.
And in New York, when he got fired from New York, I remember both of us saying it wasn't a Saleh issue.
No, it wasn't.
New York was not the Saleh issue. And at the time, I remember thinking, this might be the only good thing that you have going for you in New York.
Right.
Because I thought the coaching was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he goes to San Fran, and with that banged up defense, still being able to perform and coach, like it's excellent defensive coaching.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So I like Saleh a lot. I just think Tennessee's just a terrible organization.
Yeah, I do too.
Because they did the same thing with Vrabel, and the only reason that the Titans were ever in playoff contention ever was Vrabel.
Right.
So
I think Indianapolis, here's what I got for Indy. The offense could hum again. The bad defense didn't really show early, but their defense was bad. 31st percentile. But here's the problem with Indy, okay? They trick themselves into thinking they can just run it back, right? They trick themselves into thinking, well, if Daniel Jones stays healthy, we're the 1 seed or the 2 seed. But that's not the case. Your defense was not good. A wild card exit is their best case. I think they missed the playoffs because their defense.
Where did their defense finish on your list?
31st percentile over the last 4 years. So bottom third of all defenses fielded since 2022. But people don't remember that. If you were to tell the story of that's so gay. If you were to describe to somebody what the 2025 Colts season was, you would say they looked like the best team in football for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Jones got hurt, and they ended up having to play Phillip Rivers, sign him off his couch. Phillip Rivers plus 50 pounds. Okay, that wasn't just Phillip Rivers. He brought some extra meat with him, and they fell off at the end of the season. The reality is, the offense was so potent early in the season that it covered for their defensive shortcomings,
malpractice,
and once the offense came down to earth a little bit. Right. Once the offense stopped looking like the best, it ended up being, 82nd percentile is still fantastic, but the offense came down to earth a little bit and the defense was just terrible. So the defense is the reason they fell off. It wasn't quarterback play. Quarterback play didn't help, but the defense was the reason they fell off.
They lost 7 games in a row.
Yeah. Yes.
They dropped 7 in a row. That's wild.
It is wild.
What week did Daniel Jones go down?
I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I'll let you look that up. I'll go here. Yeah, they pound the Dolphins.
Week 14.
They beat the Broncos. Week 14. Okay. So the offense was coming down to earth before he got hurt.
Yeah. They put up 20 on the Chiefs in week 12. And then only put up 16 against the Texans. Granted, the Texans had lights out defense.
Did they have a late bye week?
Yeah, 11.
Okay, so relatively late of a bye week. And that was after the Falcons game, which they won. Then the Chiefs beat them.
Yep.
Coming out of the bye. Texans beat them. Jags beat them. Seahawks beat them. I mean, that's a rough stretch. Right? Those are two division games. And the Seahawks on the road. And the Chiefs was on the road. And then the Niners, that's the defense, dude. The Niners scored 48 points on you.
Yeah, 48.
And you think quarterback play kept you out of the playoffs?
No.
And no, you're absolutely right. I mean, you dropped both games to two divisional teams. The Jags scored 36 points once, and the Texans scored 38 points. I mean, your defense
the
was
Texans
just bad.
38 in week 18.
Yeah. That's why you missed the playoffs.
That's abysmal.
So the run it back idea is going to bury them this year. Because the defense is going to be.
They got Sauce Gardner though.
Again. Well, they got Sauce Gardner during the season after the bye. I believe. I think Sauce Gardner played.
Yeah, he started
none of
12.
The win streak and all of the losing streak.
They got it. They picked him up in week 11, and then dropped 7 games,
and then proceeded to drop 7 straight games.
But they have that female. What is she? The GM? What is?
The owner.
What is?
That's another woman,
what is her role?
Hands-on woman owner. She's an owner. She's one of the part owners. She's one of Ursula's daughters.
Well, yeah, but she also plays GM.
She plays GM. She plays coach. She's on She's on the headset.
She is. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I feel bad
Shockingly,
for those guys.
I think.
I feel bad for everybody on that coaching staff. Can you imagine putting the headset on? No, actually, I do. Putting the headset on and being like, dude, the freaking owner's on during the game?
On the fucking headset.
Are you kidding me? You don't think that changes? I mean, people's behavior changes when a camera's in front of their face. Imagine with a female owner on the headset. You gonna say the B word?
Yeah, could you imagine Jerry, even just the owner itself, even just any owner, imagine Jerry Jones on the fucking headset, dude.
Well, he'd be talking.
I know, but still, it
would
that
be
idea
a disaster. Now
of having an owner on the headset would be like the end of the world for imagine the reporters,
totally.
People would be hounding this guy.
Right.
If he was on the headset.
Right.
But it's a chick, so everyone thinks it's awesome.
But the reality is, think about how much you're watching what you say. You can't have that in your mind on game day. You can't be processing everything you're about to say through this filter that is a woman when you're trying to talk to guys on the sideline.
And the owner.
And the owner's listening in. Are you
and
serious?
Yeah, what an absolute joke.
What a disaster.
Yeah, dude, they're going to be worse.
I think
so. Where do you have Indy? Do you have the Jags winning the division?
I do have the Jags winning the division. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I
think Houston is unlikely to maintain that defensive dominance. But their offense needs historical improvement, dude. Houston's offense, get this, 28th percentile. 28th percentile. Almost bottom quarter.
Texans offense?
Yeah, 28th percentile. And CJ Stroud coming back to play quarterback for you. I mean, they would the only way teams' offenses improve enough to the degree that Houston needs their offense to improve is with QB change or coaching change. But neither. Houston, neither. No quarterback change. No
Nope.
offensive coaching change. No improvement. Sorry. So you're going to go, what, 28th percentile to 32nd, 35th percentile? Your defense goes from 90th to, what, 85th? Let's say they're still really good. You're not winning the
Yeah,
division.
even with equivalent defensive production, which is hard to stack year to year.
Yeah. I got
They're
Jacksonville.
still-
Jacksonville is a definitive playoff team. I think they're going to look similar to last year, but they're just going to be better. I think Liam Cohen is the right guy. He's a great coach.
So you got who's finishing second? Jacksonville wins the division.
Then Houston second.
Houston,
Then Indy third.
then Indy, and then
and
Tennessee.
Tennessee rounding out the bottom. I do think Jacksonville could be a home underdog in the wild card round. If they draw, if they draw the Chargers or the Bills, I think they'd be a home underdog.
I totally agree.
So that's it for the AFC South, unless you got more.
No, that's pretty spot on. What I'd have them at as well.
So we can go to the East then. This one's interesting because it's gonna look like last year. I mean, Miami. I don't know if anything needs to be said with how bad Miami's gonna be. Malik Willis is a downgrade from Tua. They're gonna have a top 3 draft pick.
Are they tanking? Yeah, are they tanking for a draft here?
I think they're one of the teams that's probably soft tanking. Yeah. I mean, they sold off a bunch of guys.
Yeah, they did. They sold the house.
So yeah, they're punting this season and trying to draft high. The problem with Miami though, like most of these teams that tank, is a top 5 draft pick quarterback is not going to solve anything for you. It's just going to ruin his career. It's going to ruin his opportunity.
Totally agree.
And you're not going to get any better. So yeah, Miami last in the division. The Jets second to last in the division.
Close second there.
It's the Jets.
Close second. Is Justin Fields starting again?
No, Justin Fields is in Kansas City.
Oh, he got traded to KC?
Yeah,
wow.
City,
that shows how much I know about New York.
Well,
is it
who
Geno?
would think it is Geno? It is Geno Smith, yeah. I'd rather have Fields.
Bro. I kind of would too. At least Fields gives you some sort of athleticism.
It gives you something.
You can at least run the ball.
If what he sees after the snap is exactly what he saw before the snap, he can produce. But
yeah, I think he's better than Geno Smith.
If that first picture after the ball is snapped is even slightly different from what he saw, his pre-snap read, he's gonna run.
I know. I think that it's pretty similar to what Geno Smith is capable of as well.
Yeah.
But at least Justin Fields can run if that picture doesn't end up being exactly what he thought it was going to be.
Right. It's just Wildcat. It's just Wildcat when he's playing.
If I were coaching, I would rather have Justin Fields.
The Jets.
Personally.
Yeah, me too. The Jets made a lot of roster moves. Obviously, one of them being Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Let's see, they bring in Minka Fitzpatrick. So, an aging, almost done safety.
Yeah, safety.
I guess not really a lot of moves, but they made a few. They're gonna be bad again. They're gonna be in the same boat from last year, top 5 draft pick. I do think their coach is gonna get fired.
Yeah. I think so too. Back-to-back years of just completely unstable.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn's gonna get fired. I mean, this is dude. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. If you're an aspiring head football coach, why would you take the Jets job? I mean, Aaron Glenn, he's older, so maybe it's like I'm gonna take my opportunity now because I'm getting up there. But
Because like you and Dad said, and it's made more sense ever since I heard that perspective of if he gets fired as a head coach, one, he's still going to be a DC somewhere,
yeah,
a D coordinator. And then two, because the organization is so bad and the fact that he's black, he might get another shot.
right,
You know what I mean?
right. That's true.
If
And
he ends up
again,
getting canned from the Jets and then goes somewhere else and has a pretty effective defenses underneath him, he'll probably get another shot, I'm sure.
yeah. Well, if no one is there, if
Maybe.
no one else is knocking on the door to hire you, you make a lot more money as a head coach.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's another factor as well. But yeah, like you said, coming up on the end of his career, if he has no other coaching jobs, head coaching jobs available or knocking, I mean, I'd take it.
Yeah.
You got Bills or Pats winning the division?
This one I'm not quite sure about. I have the Bills. Oh no, I have the Pats penciled in. Why? Let me take a quick peek. See here.
Because the Bills defense?
Yes, Bills defense, 47th percentile, so about average. 94th percentile offensively.
Dude, they added DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Which is going to help immensely.
That's true.
Because he had nobody to throw the ball to last year other than a couple of effective tight ends.
That's true.
But I think they'll be better offensively.
Yeah.
Just having some sort of a deep threat in DJ Moore. Who's one of the better number ones in the league.
Yeah.
But their defense will be about similar.
Their defense, I mean, I would be surprised if their defense doesn't improve a little bit.
Dude, they got Bradley Chubb. They're winning a Super Bowl.
Joe Brady is the head coach. So they go from defensive to offensive head coach. Let's see. I guess they're maintaining the same defensive coordinator, who I'm not sure who that was. But it's okay. I don't get paid to do this. I'm not Mina Kimes. I'm not expected to know every coordinator in the league.
Yeah, you just worked a 12-hour shift today, and now you're just jumping on.
Well, it's 12 hours if you count parenting.
No, then it's like 14 hours.
New England, 89th percentile offense. Better than I realized.
Wow.
Same defense, though. 47th percentile. Buffalo and New England had the same defense. But
Dang.
here I said they both need drastic improvement defensively. They're the same team. I mean, they look like pretty much the same team. I think Joe Brady offensively versus Josh McDaniels offensively. I think the Pats. So they both made big receiver moves, right? You got DJ Moore.
Yeah.
And then you got
and AJ Brown.
So one of them picked a guy who looks like a grinder and was unhappy in Chicago because of quarterback play. And then the other team got a diva who was unhappy in Philly because of quarterback play. And
right.
I think DJ Moore's the better option.
I totally agree. There's no question.
And how he's going to fit
there's
your
no
offense.
question.
No AJ question. AJ Brown's probably more skilled. He probably does a bit more for you. But, I mean, the last time we saw DJ Moore able to play at his peak was in Carolina, because that's how bad Chicago has been at the quarterback position. So yeah, I got Buffalo edging them out. Oh no, I got
dude.
I'm switching that. Buffalo's edging them out.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Buffalo.
I kept saying it multiple times. Just trust in the Freudian slip, and I'm going
Yeah,
with
that's your
Buffalo
gut,
in that
dude.
division. It
And
is.
I mean, I was gonna say this earlier. They got Bradley Chubb on the edge.
Oh, there you go. That's all. That's a huge difference.
Well, yeah, because now they're. I mean, you're gonna put that defense up into at least the 85th percentile.
I do
No
think.
question.
Yeah, exactly. He's that good. I do think New England makes the playoffs as a wild card team.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean the playoff picture looks the same to me as it did last year, just with some movement in seeding. I got Denver as the 1 seed again. Instead of
Heck
New
yeah.
England, I got Jacksonville as the 2 seed. I got Buffalo as the 3 seed rather than a wild card. Pittsburgh again as the 4 seed. I got Chargers 5, New England 6, Houston 7 seed. So unlikely to have the exact same playoff teams from one year to the next, but that's the way I see it currently.
Okay, well, if you take it, we don't even have to go over the West, right?
No,
Because
no,
it's
this one-
obviously Denver.
yeah,
Denver's
Denver,
winning the 1 seed. They're gonna win
Chargers.
14 games.
Chargers are gonna win. Chargers are here's the Chargers are gonna win 13 or 14 games as well, I think.
Yeah.
Well, health.
Yeah,
The Chargers could rip off 13 or 14 wins. I think Denver beats them out for the 1 seed. So I think Chargers
Totally agree.
I think the Chargers are a fantastic 5 seed.
I would be more worried about the Chargers if they had if they had somewhat of a threat on the wide receiver side of the
They
ball.
just have nothing. I mean, Lad McConkey's an absolute stud, but you don't have a tight end, and you don't have anybody else to play receiver.
Lad McConkey's obviously the best. I love the dude.
Actually.
It's just his position itself doesn't make as much of a difference as having a good number 1.
No, I mean a single slot receiver is going to limit you. I mean in those Patriots years, I mean during the most productive Welker years, you had Randy Moss.
Yeah.
But Wes Welker was leading the team in catches, and then later when you had Edelman, you had Gronkowski, so you had the best tight end I've ever seen.
Right.
Now historical discussion, I don't know. I'd have to go and look at previous tight ends, but as far as guys that have played in my conscious lifetime, my 12-year-old,
The ones that you're actually
lifetime,
evaluating
he's the best
live?
tight end I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that allowed Edelman to be a lot more effective. Because Gronk only led the team in catches twice. Here's a side note. Okay. In 8 years with Mahomes as the starter in Kansas City, 7 of those years, Travis Kelce has led the team in catches. In only 1 year, Tyreek Hill led the team in catches. But Travis Kelce still had like 90-something catches. So
And you said
your tight
Gronk
end
led the team in catches how many times?
twice. Out of 19 years, Brady's number 1 pass catcher was a receiver 16 times. So 16 out of 19 times he's throwing the ball to receiver more than anybody else on the field.
Yeah,
In
and he
Kansas
had
City,
an
it's
actual
the
number
tight end.
1. Yeah. Yeah.
Including the Tyreek Hill years. All except for
It's
1
shocking.
year. But 2018 to 2021.
It's shocking.
So in 4 years with Tyreek Hill, 3 times Travis Kelce was the number 1 pass catcher.
That's shocking.
That is
If
shocking.
that doesn't show you something about the level
It shows
of
me
quarterback play you're
something.
getting out of Mahomes.
It shows me something. And then here, so Tyreek Hill led the team in catches with like 111 in 2021, and then they let him go that offseason because
Right.
they were top 3 in the league in yards after catch still. So Mahomes threw for 5,000 yards that year, and they had respectable air yards. They were like top 5 in air yards per completion, but they still were top 3 in yards after catch. So I think they were just like, yeah, we're not going to pay that guy when we could have two receivers who combine for 100 catches because we just throw the ball to Kelsey anyways.
Right.
I mean, 90-something catches. I mean, Gronk's peak year in catches was like 97. And Kelsey's had over 100 catches like 5 or 6 times.
Dude, that's crazy. That's a crazy statistic.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's nuts.
The guy on your team getting more catches than anybody is the tight end. 7 out of 8 years.
Yeah, and in the first couple years of that 7, he actually looked like a number 1 tight end. But for the last couple years, dude, he's looked like a slow, fat, over the hump tight end in the league.
Well, he runs
shitty routes.
He led the team last year with like 72 catches, which is not
lazy
a lot.
As shit. Doesn't move well. He's just big and fat.
Yeah, and he doesn't drop the ball very often.
No.
And
he
gets left wide open. And he's surprisingly good after the catch. He's always been surprisingly good after the catch. But Kansas City, 52nd percentile offensively last year. 67th percentile defensively. Their defense got measurably worse this offseason. Trent McDuffie, the corner, they let walk. He's in Los Angeles now with the Rams.
Right.
Which is probably the right decision. Like I always say, just moving off of a guy earlier than later is always the right decision to me. But you replace him with a rookie cornerback that they drafted in the first round. And typically, I mean, you got to be an absolute stud to be really good as a rookie defensively at any defensive position, but especially at corner. So, I mean,
like
do
you
really
said, when was the last guy that got the last guy who was drafted as a cornerback and was actually effective was Surtain.
Yeah, I mean, Sauce Gardner had some flash that first year, but he got a whistle that I've never seen a rookie defensive back get. In that game when the Jets beat the Broncos, the last play of the game, Russ threw the ball to Cortland Sutton in the end zone, and he was just getting mauled by Sauce Gardner in the end zone. Just obvious pass interference in the end zone. It was in Denver, yeah. It was obvious pass interference in the end zone. And they didn't blow a whistle. I've never seen a rookie get that whistle. I mean, typically with rookies, if you're all over a guy, they call it every time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it wasn't just that. I mean, there were multiple games that year where it was like, he's just mugging people.
Yeah.
It happened like 4 times in that game. Obvious pass interference that just wasn't called. But anyway, yeah, so Kansas City, I think they're worse defensively. They're only getting older. Leo Chenal leaves, who I think he was like 7th on the team in tackles, 6th on the team in tackles, something like that. But still, I mean, he was a long-time staple of your defense. And he was pretty good in coverage, and he made a lot of tackles, and he's out the door. So their defense, I think, is going to be closer to average, and I don't think their offense gets really any better. I mean, Rashee Rice comes back off of the knee. How close to 100% is he going to be? And what does his 100% even look like now?
What does Mahomes' 100% even look like now?
That's the other thing. It looks like they're rushing him back.
What is he even going to look like?
I have no clue. He'll look better than I'm expecting, but he won't look as good as the media is expecting.
Yeah, he probably will look better than both of us expect.
Well, by look better, I mean he'll be able to scramble.
Potentially.
The issue.
Maybe.
I think he will. I still think he'll be able to scramble because he kind of always did that like limping kind of scramble run thing. That was like he takes great angles. I don't know.
Yeah, he does have some pretty good vision.
Yeah, he's a better runner downfield than you would think because he's not particularly fast. He's not slow though. But I think he'll be able to scramble. I mean, maybe those 15-yard scrambles on 3rd and 8 will be 9 or 10 yard scrambles, falling down at the first down marker.
Yeah.
Rather than getting an extra 5 or 6 yards. But
when he pretends to run out of bounds.
Yeah, yeah, yes, exactly. The bigger thing to me is it's his left leg. So it's his plant leg, um,
Yeah,
anterior
that's got the ACL.
ACL, and the anterior ligament is on runs the front of your knee. So the ACL, the anterior is on the front of your knee. So his plant leg, throwing the ball downfield, has instability
Yeah,
in the
right.
front. And how long does it take him to trust that? And how stable is that after this fast of a turnaround? So
How
I
many
really
times are you gonna
think
hit the center in the back of the neck
I
before he figures it out?
I don't think he's going to be able to throw the ball downfield early on in the season. I just don't. I mean, you have to be able to put weight into that leg to throw the ball downfield, especially inside the
Yeah,
pocket. And I don't think that's going to be the case. But the last couple of years, that hasn't been what he's done anyways.
right.
They hit short timing routes, and some of
Yeah,
those West Coast principles with short timing routes, and then he scrambles and flicks the ball forward
right.
to wide open guys that get open after the play breaks
Constantly.
down. So I mean, to some degree, that if he can move outside the pocket, he won't look that much worse. But again, I'm of the opinion that not that much worse. I don't think he was that good.
Yeah,
And I mean, and if you want to argue that he was, well, okay, fine, then he was. When they used to throw the ball downfield a lot. But
right.
we went over the tight end
They
thing.
just don't.
So
Yeah,
even when
they
they
just
could,
don't.
even when they had one of the top 3 wide receivers in the NFL and the fastest guy, incredible route runner, great ball tracking ability, they're still throwing the ball to the tight end more than anybody else.
Right.
So I think Kansas City misses the playoffs again. And I don't think that is a hot take.
No, I think that's right on par. And to be honest, I don't think there's a lot of people, at least from what I've seen, that think Kansas City will make a wild card.
Really?
I think a lot of people have Denver at number 1 or number 2, and if the Chargers stay healthy, they have them at number 1 or number 2.
Yeah. I think like I said, I think the Chargers could rip off a bunch of wins. I think they just won't quite have enough again. If the O-line holds up, they could win a bunch of games and win the division even. They just
Where did their
we talked about
defense?
it. We don't have any skill outside of Lad McConkey.
No,
And your burner, Quentin Johnston, can't catch the ball and can't track the ball in the air.
no, he's
I mean,
terrible.
the only way they can try to get him the ball in space is to run him across the defense,
Right.
sometimes even in jet motion, and then throw the ball to him on a swing. Or that,
And then let him yak.
yeah, and then just let him yak or give him screens. Their defense
Where
last
did-
year, 75th percentile, so pretty good.
That is good.
Offense was 42nd percentile.
Yikes.
They just struggled to score points all year.
Yeah. I mean,
The other reason I
hard
count
to score
touchdowns
points.
only, I don't count scoring overall, just touchdowns, is because you can't win games kicking field goals.
no.
We talk about it all the time. You cannot win
Do we
football
say it
games
all the
kicking
time?
field goals.
I want to
You
keep like a
just
running
can't.
track. I want to keep a running track of the games that I watch where I see field goals being taken in positions where you should be able to get a touchdown or at least give it a go,
Right.
and
The
then
other-
see how many times that loses in the game.
Right. And if you want to look at it from a statistical or an analytical perspective, in basketball, the 3-point shot is worth 1.5 times as much as a 2-point shot. And as long as guys are shooting the 3 at like 35%, then they're just going to keep shooting threes because it's worth another half as much as the 2-pointer. When a football touchdown is twice as much as a field goal. So
Right.
how many field goal drives, what percentage of field goal drives do you have to even convert to get an edge? Does that make sense? Like
Right.
if in basketball, okay, if instead of a 3-pointer, they made it a 4-pointer and it was worth twice as much as a 2-point shot, then you could shoot that all day long. And as long as you're making like 25% of them, you're going to score more points than shooting twos.
Yeah, you could cut that percentage down from 35% to 23, 22.
Right. And if you think of it this way, 2 trips into plus territory, if you just never kick field goals and you just try to score touchdowns every time, well, then as long as you're scoring a touchdown once every 2 times that you get the ball into like scoring
You're
territory,
still more effective than
you're
kicking
scoring
field goals.
just as many points as kicking a field goal, plus you get the extra point. So you're scoring 7 instead of
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
And extra points are a high enough percentage to where that doesn't really change the math very much.
Right.
So even if you miss 9 extra points over the course of the season or 8 extra points over the course of the season, you're still going to be plus 50 points on the year because you were scoring touchdowns instead of kicking field goals.
Yeah. So just looking at this and going off of your point of the playoff picture looking pretty much the same as it was last year, I'm not seeing any team that I think could skew that.
No, I don't, because the obvious ones. So I guess let's look at this. Let's look at the first few teams that were out: Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Baltimore, maybe Kansas City.
Yeah.
Those would be the 4, right? Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Kansas City. I think those would be the 4.
Yeah.
If you look at other people putting their playoff pictures together, they probably have Baltimore in. They might have Kansas City in. They certainly have Cincinnati in.
Or
That's
Indy.
the offseason darling is Cincinnati. And then Indy. Yeah, you probably have a lot of people saying Indy. But we went over Indy. They're going to be worse. They're trying to run it back. It's not going to work. Cincinnati's defense is not going to be good enough for them to be that much better.
No.
Baltimore.
It's going to be worse than last year.
Right. New coach, new offensive coordinator, and you still have Lamar Jackson playing quarterback. And then Kansas City. I don't think enough changes. I think this light's not working. But, yeah, Kansas City. Personnel looks pretty similar. Like I said, key defensive guys leaving. Your offense isn't getting any better. I don't really see much opportunity for the playoff picture to change.
Yeah. I really don't either.
Because it would have to be one of those 4. It's not going to be Miami. It's not going to be the Jets. It's not going to be Vegas. It's not going to be Tennessee. It's not going to be the Browns. Then that's the entire AFC.
Yeah, I think that's pretty spot on. As much as I hate predicting the same playoff picture as the year previous.
Yeah.
But I just don't see anything. I don't see any team that jumps off the screen that's gotten any better, really.
I don't.
And of the teams that could squeak in to those final spots, I think they're going to be objectively worse.
Yeah. Now,
including Kansas City will be worse, Indy will be worse, Baltimore will be worse.
Yeah, I think so. Now, if one of these teams from the playoffs last year just implodes, if Pittsburgh implodes, or Buffalo or New England just looks. I mean, New England could look like just not the same team. You know, how much is this?
But they're not going to be worse. Yeah.
No, they're not going to be worse. But what if? I mean, I don't know what happens. Off-season drama. I'm just spitballing. I don't think that affects the locker room
So
much.
you're saying.
But I'm just saying.
So you're saying Buffalo wins the division and New England doesn't win enough games to get that wild card slot. Yeah, New England wins
7 games because they just.
And Indy takes it, or something.
Yeah, then I guess like Indy or I don't know, Cincinnati sneaks into that wild card spot. I don't think Baltimore or Kansas City are going to be particularly close.
I don't either.
I think they'll be technically in contention coming week 15, 16. I want to let's look at their late season schedules. If you still have time.
I do.
Let's see. End of the year here.
Who you got up right now?
I got the Chiefs. Oh, you know what I can do?
There you go.
So week 18 Raiders. That'll be dependent on how the rest of the season goes, right? Because if they're already out of playoff contention, week 18 can be a wash.
Yeah.
But before that, Chargers, Niners, Patriots, Bengals, Rams, Bills. I mean these 6 weeks in here.
Yikes, dude.
From Thanksgiving on. I mean Thanksgiving
dude,
on.
that is a brutal end of the year.
Your only break is possibly the Niners.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a brutal end of the season schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, they don't have to play Christmas Day this year, though. This is brutal. You come after Thanksgiving. Well, I guess this is what, 26th? That's probably Thanksgiving week. I don't know what week Thanksgiving is.
So, after Arizona, Bills, Rams, Bengals, Patriots, Niners, Chargers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know,
That's
man.
nuts.
If you're not at 6 wins by this,
It's over.
I don't think you're getting to 9.
No.
I mean, if you're at 6, I don't think you're getting to 9. If you're at 7,
No.
If you're at 7, you could pick up a couple and sneak into the playoffs if someone else implodes.
Yeah. Do Baltimore.
So I guess, we'll start here with, they have, let's see, 22nd, 29th. So this is Thanksgiving week. They play Sunday.
Yikes.
They got, Texans, Buccaneers, Steelers, and Browns, and Bengals. So they got 3 division games here. But again, I mean, you better be at 7 wins when you get to Thanksgiving.
I think they kind of have to.
Texans defense could eat you up. The Buccaneers, if they're healthy, they can beat anybody. The Steelers are probably going to be better than you, just outright. The Browns, dude,
at Pittsburgh.
Those NFC North games are just wonky.
Always.
We looked at it right at the beginning with the Bengals last year.
Yeah,
They're just
always.
Wonky.
It's always a 50-50.
The Browns could win one game.
It's literally 50-50.
The Browns could win one game, and it could be that Christmas week, knocking the Ravens out of the playoffs. Like, that's how weird that division goes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is. It really is.
Like, that could be the game that ends their playoff hopes, because somehow they get beat by the Browns at home after Christmas.
Yeah, it's bitter ass cold.
Yes, exactly. Look at the Colts here. This is probably the worst way to do it, looking at Google, but I can switch between teams pretty easy.
It's nice because you can I can see it from here.
Yeah. So, Texans, Giants, Eagles, Titans. See, this is manageable. The Colts are going to be the team that sneaks in if somebody else misses. Because coming down the stretch, you get the Giants, you get the Titans, you get the Browns.
And you get that Cincinnati defense, to be honest.
And you get that's a great, fantastic point. You get the Cincinnati defense. And honestly, you get the Eagles. You get the Eagles with a new offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Sean Mannion, first-time play caller. I mean, this could be an anemic Eagles offense. I'm actually kind of expecting it. I mean, you could easily beat the Eagles here in a 13-6 game.
Even.
Right.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins. You get that Cowboys defense.
Potential against That Dallas defense. Do they play a physical defense other than the Texans on the home stretch there?
The Eagles.
Oh
They
yeah,
have the Texans and the Eagles, and then the Jags at the end of the season. And then, yeah, week
I
18
couldn't
with the
see that from
Giants.
here.
Oh, sorry. Did not go down from
No, you can. It's the menu screen right here is blocking it.
Gotcha. But, yeah. So three good defenses and 6 terrible ones.
So I guess right now the only team that could sneak into that spot would be Indy.
I think it would be Indy. I love this end of season schedule for them so much that I almost want to put them in as a wild card team over
Yeah.
over New England or Houston.
Dude, that'd be sick if they kicked Houston out.
I would love if they kicked Houston out.
Or New England, to be honest.
Totally. Or New England, absolutely. But I mean, typically, I don't know. I don't know how much it really is a thing or if it's just a talking point, but the Super Bowl hangover issue with teams that lose the Super Bowl falling off the next season.
Dude, I hope so.
I could just see New England struggling all year long.
I hope so.
I could totally see them not being able to get their feet under them.
Well, I just remember last year them not. They just didn't. I didn't watch a lot of New England games.
Yeah.
They just never. I just never had them in my mind as a contender
Right. No, I didn't either.
until after Bo Nix got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, I had hope. I had hope that Jarrett Stidham would be able to do just enough offensively.
Yeah, we both did, and they almost did.
They almost did.
Dude, that was their only touchdown. If Stidham doesn't turn the ball over, Denver wins.
Dude. Yeah. Exactly.
That was the reason that they lost.
It
was
was.
because Stidham turned the ball
was.
over for a freaking touchdown.
It was the first quarter? It was the first half. Turn the ball
Yeah,
over.
it was definitely. I think it was early second quarter. It was still snowing,
Just a
or
disaster.
it hadn't started. It hadn't started snowing yet. It was still dry.
Oh,
Dude
yeah,
made
no,
that
you're right, it
play
was
in the
still
dry
He
part of the
did.
game
He did, and it was the dumbest play.
in the history of football.
Dumbest play.
Dude, that's borderline worse than the
this-
Orlovsky because of the stakes.
This, dude.
It's the most unacceptable thing that I've ever seen from a quarterback, given the stakes of the game. You got heavy snow rolling in with a defense that will not give up a touchdown. You just can't give them the ball on your own end.
That's all. That's it.
You could punt the ball away the whole game and still potentially win
Yeah, you should.
on a defensive turnover or something giving you the ball
Totally.
close to the red zone.
I'm pulling this play up.
It's like that's literally quarterback malpractice.
It is. That's why I said I want this guy lynched. Not hung.
It's
not
the kind
hung,
of shit.
Just lynched. Lynched
It's
is
the
not
kind
hung.
of shit-
Lynched is not hung. Lynched is the people bringing justice to somebody with no trial. That's what lynching is.
This is equivalent to a surgeon getting incarcerated for malpractice.
Yes.
Yeah, that play. That play was the worst. It was the worst quarterbacking play I think I've ever seen in a playoff game.
Yes. Result.
Other than, was it Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert that year? That game was pretty bad. Dak Prescott throwing like 4 picks in the playoffs was pretty bad. This is worse.
Oh, I'm trying to find this play here.
Are you scrolling through the?
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll through the play-by-play.
Yeah, you got heavy snow rolling in. It's like 20 degrees outside. Everyone before the game who knows anything about football is just saying, just don't turn the ball over. Do not turn the ball over in your own end. Punt the ball away. Let the defense play.
Was it a fumble? Why is this not showing up here?
Because it was a fumble.
I know, but when I filter for fumble, it's not giving it to me.
Yikes.
Okay, let me see.
He had an opportunity to throw the ball out of bounds multiple times. There was 2 opportunities during the play. If the play was broken, to get the ball out of bounds. Take an incompletion. I don't even know if it was on 3rd down. I don't remember the down and distance, but if it, regardless.
Like, oh, is it not giving me the down and distance here? 259. 3rd and 4.
Okay, so it was 3rd down, but it was 3rd and short.
Yeah,
third and manageable.
Okay. How does this look? You got the whole play here? Yeah. Dude. Dude. What?
That was the play that lost them the game,
what
dude.
What are we doing? I'm telling you, I wanted the people's justice running this guy out of town for this play.
Yeah, dude.
Not the game overall. This play, dude.
Just the one play.
Just
dude doesn't belong on an NFL football field for this.
You remember when Dad was talking about, was it last week or the week before? When Dad was talking about guys back in the day would just eat sacks. You know why? Because of this garbage. Dude, he threw it with 2 hands. Do you remember?
Yeah, dude, I know. While he was getting hit.
Eat the sack. What? Where is he? He thinks he's gonna get this ball out of bounds?
I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking.
Just ridiculous, dude. Right? Clutch. Fine. This is all fine. That. If you're not, dude, it's too late. You have to eat it. You can't throw it out of bounds. You have to eat the sack. It's 3rd and 4. Punt. Sucks.
Yeah,
punt.
Dude, I have no idea.
And it gave him, this was the only touchdown of the game. It gave him the ball.
Yep.
Inside the,
like the 5-yard line. I forgot why they didn't call it a touchdown. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I think they scored on the next play.
I think they initially called it an incomplete pass. So I think they blew it dead. Blew the whistles. They blew the play dead immediately.
And then
called
they
it an
turned the
incomplete
ball
pass. That's what they did. And then they went and reviewed it and said it was a fumble.
Got it. That's why they got it there.
Dude, what a disaster.
The only reason that the freaking Patriots went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm fine with Denver not getting beat by Seattle again in the Super Bowl.
By 60 points?
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have been 60. Denver's defense, I mean, it would have been an ugly Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right.
It probably would have been, neither team would have scored 20. You know what I mean? I'm guessing it would have been a 17-13 game or a 17-10 game.
With the safety.
Yeah, maybe with the safety. But I don't think Seattle would have been able to score much on Denver's defense.
Yeah, totally true.
And I mean, shoot, you wouldn't have been playing in the cold and in the snow, so maybe Jarrett Stidham would have shown up and maybe they'd ended up winning the game. But then you would have had all of the Bo Nix isn't that good. Jarrett Stidham won the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? You'd have had all the narratives.
Yeah, that would be
Going
crazy.
into this offseason.
I don't think there was any way in hell he would have beat the
I don't think so either.
beat the Seahawks.
But if he could have. But yeah, we can end it here.
It might be. Yeah, that's.
Oh, what were you
I
gonna
love
say
watching that play.
What
I
were
just
you
love watching that play.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, I hate it. But
Dude, it like situationally, it's the worst.
I know.
Dude, that is worse than scoring on your own basket.
It is. You score on your own basket.
This
it's
is
2
worse.
points. You score on your own bucket. It's 2
worse.
points. You're gonna score 115 points in the game.
It's like scoring 65 on your own basket.
That's what it is. It's like scoring 65 points on your own basket. Absolutely right. Unreal. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Can't have it.
I can't either. I can't either. And you know he was being drilled this all week.
His whole career.
All week.
He's been a backup his whole career. It's just don't turn the ball over. Just don't turn the ball over.
Don't do that.
You're a backup quarterback, dude.
There's one thing you can't do.
Don't throw the ball to the ground by your own volition.
With 2 hands.
Crazy. Dude, I'm telling you, I wanted him out of town. I don't want him on the Broncos roster ever again.
Dude, that's like unacceptable at the JV football level.
I know. No, you're screaming your
In
head,
high
especially in those stakes.
Yeah.
You're losing it. You're losing it. Someone else's kid does that on your kid's football team, and you're screaming from the stand. Just kidding.
You probably are, though. You're screaming, what the hell are we
Somebody
doing?
would.
Is what you're screaming.
Dude. Totally.
Someone's yelling block, and someone else is yelling, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah. Anybody who likes the quarterback is yelling block. Block. Actually.
Because, yeah, anytime the quarterback's getting pressured, everyone in the stands is just yelling block.
Mm-hmm. But not anytime. Sometimes quarterbacks get
if the parents don't like who's playing quarterback.
Then it's the quarterback's fault. But I want to watch what happened with the protection here. So he comes out. So you're seeing this wide even front. 44 is coming, right? Off the edge. Or is he dropping out?
I can't see. It's
coming.
I think on the
Okay, they all
YouTube stream
come.
it'll be clear, but I can't see anything.
Okay, so it was the untouched pressure off the front side that made him just backpedal out.
So it's on his front side,
early,
so
dude.
he
Look
can
at how
see
early
it.
He sees the pressure, though. Oh, sorry, I didn't do this. Better.
Yeah,
Look at how
it's a
early
little
he
better.
sees this. It's here. 44 and 53 both come. Right? And they just overload this. Does Troutman go out for a route? He probably weak sauces. Oh, no. Yeah, he doesn't even touch anybody. See?
Okay.
Did you see what he did?
Yeah, what the hell?
He comes in
he
to
just
fake,
split him.
right? It's like a little, like a wham, right? Or like a wham. What do we used to call it? Whammy? Something like that. I mean, wham, he'd come across and block, but yeah, whammy. He fakes in like he's going to block. Doesn't touch a soul. Doesn't even, he sees this guy is in pressure. He sees this guy is coming and he doesn't shoulder check him. But his head is here. So, oh no, he missed the pressure.
Yeah, he's blind.
He's looking for Sutton here. But he misses this.
Isn't his head turned right at them?
He's looking here, right? He's looking at Sutton. And he's missing this.
Three guys coming and one guy to block.
Which was the pre-snap look, bro.
Yeah, they were.
This is look at this is before the snap. These guys are right here. And you can't see immediately that they're all coming when you're looking that direction. Boom. Oh, they're all coming. Oh my gosh, dude.
Two-hand shovel pass for a fumble.
So it's this pressure that freaks him out. Oh, this one here. This is why he gets antsy, because this guy does eat the center's lunch. What are we doing? What are we doing running back here?
Who's in at running back?
Oh, a real Broncos fan would probably know.
It's not RJ Harvey. I think he's 12.
Yeah, no, it's not Harvey. I don't know.
Who was their other back last year?
I just remember Harvey, McLaughlin,
Dobbs.
Oh, I know. I can't remember his name. No, I can't remember his name. I know who it is, though.
Bidet.
Yeah, Bidet. Okay, so he's coming across. I don't know. Oh, he's trying to get out of the backfield the whole time.
Is he supposed to chip the end and then go out?
Probably
for an arrow.
Probably if the end is free. But I mean, he really should just.
Because he goes over the top.
He should just sneak through this B gap here.
That's what I was saying. Why the only thing I could think of as to why he would go over the top of this end is if his responsibility is to help.
Yeah. But I would think in this, yeah,
dude, if he's just getting his ass whooped, just turn around and catch the ball in this little hole right here.
Especially look where his head is. I would imagine you can feel the quarterback so deep, right? He's obviously not going to be stepping up into the pocket, which you can swing, right? I just feel like you should just, I don't know. I'm just some guy watching the video, but
yeah, me too.
I feel like you should. I'm literally guessing. When he gets this far upfield, and your tackle's engaged with him, and you can feel the quarterback backing out of the pocket, I would think you just sneak out here, because then he would have an angle at you.
Well, yeah, and the only reason we semi-know is because we know him trying to reach all the way over the top of that is weird, based on what was showing.
Right.
So we're just guessing as to why.
Totally.
But, dude, unacceptable.
Totally unacceptable. Totally
from the quarterback position, pre-snap unacceptable.
Dude, the pre-snap look was there. You're looking that direction post-snap, and you just don't even see that pressure.
They didn't even have a nose lined up.
No, and they didn't have a nose lined up, and they didn't bring a late pressure, right? They didn't do like a stand-up look where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go into coverage, and then comes and blitzes. No, they were just whole hog, just coming right at you. Your tight end doesn't touch a soul.
Tight end doesn't touch a soul. Back's running 15 yards in the backfield to try to get over that end.
Yeah, just ridiculous, dude.
And quarterback is bailing, backpedaling, spinning, chucking two hands.
Chucking. Chest pass. It looks like women's basketball.
Yeah, dude, that was bad.
Bad. Humiliating. And that was the play that ended it. I knew it too. When that play happened, I was like, "This game's over. This game is
when
over."
they turned that into 6 points, it was over.
Yeah, this game's over. Crazy.
I'd rather him throw a pick six down the field, at least throwing into the teeth of the defense or something.
Right. But I'm gonna play the little outro video we got here. You can stay on. The chat will stay.
Win the toss, win the game.